Audio check, 1, 2, 3, audio check, are we on? Audio check, 1, 2, 3, audio check, are we on? I will take that as an A-firm. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from the start of round 1 for the XL F1 League Full Sim League here on the Codemasters Formula 1 game here on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 platforms. We've got almost a full grid here as the 5 red lights are coming on now. We're about to go racing here at Mexico for the first round of the season, and it's lights out and away we go. And it looks as though it's a strong start from the front too. The Mercedes of Mark Bow look like he got away slightly better than Cameron Poulter, and Soph's already got ahead of Cameron on the run up towards turn 1. It's a long run up towards the first corner here at Mexico City. Sam's got ahead of Cameron Poulter though, as Cameron got to get out of it a little bit there, and now he's got something up his inside. Leozo there trying to make a move here. He's got Bennett side by side with him. A. Thompson's made up a position there, but he's lost out to what looks to be King of 69 as those two side by side through turns 2 and 3. But it's Mark Bow leading ahead of Soph. San in third with Cameron Poulter. Bennett completing the top 5. Then we got Leozo, Aldrich, Avist, and we got A. Thompson, King of 69 down to 9th place. Sid Valsdev in 10th place at Antonis. There's Enmorph, and oh, it's a big crash here between a couple of drivers here. It looks like that is a Williams involved in a bit of a scuffle there. Leozo, Horatio got caught up in that as well as Antonis, but Mark Bow leads as we've got a VSC already here in the early stages of this race. Mark Bow leads ahead of Soph. San in third with Cameron Poulter 4th, just ahead of Bennett LCFC, the champion on the Wednesday and Sunday OG League here at XL. Then we got Aldrich, Avvis. There's A. Thompson running in 7th place, just ahead of King of 69. You got Sid Vazadev running in 9th place, just behind King of 69. Enmorph completing the top 10. Then you got Malky, Blunag, Crescent Anime in 13th spot at the moment. Antonis, Leozo, and Horatio at the back. Surprising to see Horatio down in P16, not where we've become used to seeing him in most of these races. But it's Mark Bow leading by just over a second here to Soph as we're about to complete the first lap of the race. Soph keeping Mark Bow on his toes at the moment, but obviously under VSC there'll be no overtaking down the start finish straight at this early point in the race. But Leozo's are now ahead of Crescent Anime. Crescent Anime might have gone wide or something there, I don't know, because it's VSC, so he shouldn't have lost the position, but he's just pretty close here with Horatio, as Horatio has to back out a little bit due to the VSC. We've got Antonis in the pits at the end of the first lap, but Mark Bow leads as the VSC's now ended. Soph all over him as they're coming up towards this long run towards the chicane, as we can now see San in the background there in the McLaren trying to defend from Cameron Poulter. Cameron a little bit too far back coming into the chicane. They've got Bennett just behind them, hunting him down. Aldrich Affist has got A. Thompson crawling over the back of him here. The Williams is absolutely hounding and hassling the Haas here. You can see King of 69 in the background there with Sid Valsdev, Enmorph very close on the back of he's got Malky pretty close on the back of him. Blunag and Leozo very much in that train of cars, and Crescent Anime not too far off of them as well. Horatio half a second behind Crescent Anime, looking to try and get this move done up into P14 if he can. Not the race for Horatio so far, that is for sure. Currently seeing the whole pack coming through this section of the track, and Sid Valsdev's out of the race here on lap 2. Is that going to be a safety car? I don't know what's going to happen there. Looks like for now the marshals are going to try and recover that under double waved yellow flags, but Sid Valsdev has crashed out of the race as these guys coming out of the stadium section. Looks as though it's as you were between most of these drivers, as Bennett LCFC's all over the back of San coming out onto the start finish straight. Is Bennett going to be able to get the slipstream here coming down the start finish? No DRS just yet. It'll be enabled on the next lap, I believe. But here we come, and it looks as though Bennett's going to have this one done into turn 1. Can he get it done on the brakes here? No, looks as though Sam very late on the brakes there, holds it around the outside and keeps on to P4. Interesting stuff there as they went toe to toe. Mark Bow leading the race at the moment by 0.4 of a second. Soph is absolutely reeling him in and bringing the fight to Mark Bow at the moment. Cameron Poulter's dropped a little bit off of those guys, currently running in 3rd place. Looks like he's dropped back by about a second there. You've got Sam Bennett, Aldrich Avvis trying to get this move done on Bennett, as we can see 3 wide in the background here. Look at this, it's all going off behind Bennett as Aldrich Avvis and A. Thompson having a bit of a door bang there. Not really door bang, there's no doors in F1 cars. What am I talking about, Andy? But at the moment these two absolutely going hell for leather on the back of Bennett LCFC. Bennett not really able to shake them off despite these two fighting each other and slowing each other down. Cameron is on the back of Soph, trying to get himself up into 2nd place. He's going to go for the move on the inside. He's going to go right on the brakes there. Soph losing the space on the inside. The Alpine's trying to get around the Red Bull if he can, but at the moment he just can't find that gap, and Soph doing a great job there of fending him off coming through the stadium section now. Soph clinging onto that 2nd place there by the skin of her teeth, as we've got San in just ahead of Bennett LCFC. Aldrich Affist, A. Thompson in the background there. Enmorph has got Leozo, and Malky absolutely all over him here. Well, Malky's actually dropped off them a little bit coming through the stadium, but Leozo is within a tenth of a second here of Enmorph as they're coming out of the last corner, and in fact Leozo's got ahead of him coming into the last corner. They're still going to be side by side down the start finish straight though, and it's going to be DRS wide open for the Williams of Leozo, still side by side all the way over the line towards the first corner they come. And the Williams are just going to leave him for dead there. Look at that. Very nicely done. As we see Bennett's up into third. And what's happened there? Oh no. So spun it. And the exit of turn one. And she resets to the track right in the path of a few drivers. Bit naughty there, got to say. And we see there Leozo having to take evasive action. Enmorph following him through. Malky and Bluenag ahead of him. And in fact, Soph has crashed out of the race. And that has brought out the safety car here on lap 4 of the race. Realistic full sim settings here in XLF1 League are a recipe for absolute drama so far. Soph, Crescent Anime and Sid out of the race. Soph has triggered the safety car, and that's not gone to plan at all for Soph. After such a great qualifying, she was running on the back of Mark Bow, but it's all gone horribly wrong for her, and she's now out of the race as previously mentioned. Mark Bow leads under safety car. Cameron Poulter second. Bennett LCFC now running in third place with San fourth. Aldrich Afvist running in fifth. Then you've got A. Thompson, Leozo, Enmorph in eighth. Malky ninth in the McLaren with Bluenag in P10 in the Williams. Horatio up to 11th after the starting from the back. Antonis and King of 69 running in P13. Those are your 13 runners still left in the race. Soph, Crescent Anime and Sid are all having bitten the dust in the early stage of this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take us to a very short break. We're going to stay on the stream. We're just going to put some music on whilst we're on the safety car.
What's
Here we are then, guys, about to take the restart for XL F1 League's full sim league here, round 1 at Mexico. We're about to get back underway once again. As we can see, Bennett LCFC, a familiar sight here out the front. We've seen this a few times in the OG League on a Wednesday and Sunday night, but he's got heavy pressure from San going down the start finish up towards turn 1. The McLaren looks to the inside and it's going to have this move done, I think, into turn 1. Yes, he is. San takes the lead, but Bennett's trying to hold it around the outside and does really well there, but going very low on the brakes. We see A. Thompson getting ahead of Blue Lag, and also we got Aldriga Afis getting a few positions there, and Blue Lag's gone off. Oh, Blue Lag's made a mistake there. He's dropped down to the back of the field. He's down in P13 here in this one. That's not gone to plan at all. Bennett leads ahead of San at the moment. Morph running in 3rd place with Malky just behind him. Mark Bow on the inside of Cameron Poulter. Cameron goes around the outside there and manages to get himself up into 5th place. As Mark Bow's now heavy pressure from A. Thompson, who's looking to try and get himself up the inside here into the hairpin. Can he get this done? A. Thompson in the end not quite able to get a move done on Mark Bow. He's now ahead of Aldrich Afvist here. As we can see, we got Bennett leading by just over a second ahead of San. Enmorph there running in 5th place now. He's lost out to Malky and Cameron Poulter, and he's going to lose out to Mark Bow as Mark Bow cuts the inside of that corner massively there. Enmorph though losing out 4 positions in the space of a couple of quarters now. A. Thompson's looking to the inside of Mark Bow. Can he complete this move here, A. Thompson? He looks like he might be able to squeeze him out in towards the stadium section. They come. A. Thompson around the outside here of Mark Bow. Mark Bow again cutting corners there, but A. Thompson manages to complete the move. Bennett leads by 1.4 ahead of Sands. Cameron Poulter has got heavy pressure now from Malky coming to the final corner out onto the start finish straight. Malky looking pretty close to the back of Cameron right now, but he's not going to get DRS this time because the safety car only came in a lap ago. A. Thompson looking to try and close on the leaders if he can. Now he's going to head Mark Bow, but Mark Bow's still very close to him. He'll have the slipstream despite not having DRS coming up towards turn 1. In the end, he's a little bit too far back to make that one work. As you can see in the background there, you've got Enmorph having heavy pressure from the Ozo into turn 1. Anton there running in 10th with King of 69, Horatio and Blue Nag at the back in P13 in this race. Bennett already building a bit of a gap. He's got 1.3 at the moment over San. Cameron Poulter there a couple of seconds back has got Malky pretty close to the back of him at the moment. A. Thompson there running in 5th place ahead of Mark Bow. Aldrich Afvist, Enmorph there just behind them. The 2 Hasses running in 7th and 8th places. As we can see, Leozo's dropped back a little bit, now down in P11. Must have made a mistake. He's lost out to Enmorph, Anton and King of 69 has now got Blue Nag and Horatio only a couple of seconds behind him as Horatio's trying to get himself onto the back of Blue Nag if he can. San dropping off at the back of the leader, Bennett LCFC. We've seen Bennett so many times taking win after win after win on a Wednesday and Sunday night here at XL. It looks like he's pretty nifty on a Monday night as well. San running in as that second spot has got half a second back to Cameron Poulter at the moment as Cameron's looking to try and get away around him if he can, but Cameron looks like he got a little bit out of shape coming through the first part of the stadium, and that's just dropped him off at the back of San a little bit there. Malky there a second off at the back of these two as A. Thompson within 7/10 of Malky, and we've lost Leozo. Leozo's DNF from the race. Double waved yellows through sector 3. Looks like we got away without a safety car there as Horatio's got ahead of Blue Nag. And oh no! We had an instant there coming to the stadium. Oh my goodness me. Horatio got through there. No, in fact it was not Horatio, it was Blue Nag and Leozo that had the crash, and that was the reason why Leozo retired from the race, because of that incident there with Blue Nag coming into the pits to get that car repaired, as it really does need some repairs because that's been through the wars there. Not just replacing the front wing, but the entire nose cone there going on for that Alpine. But at the moment, Bennett leads under virtual safety car. He's gapped just over 2 seconds to San. San's got Cameron all over him as the virtual safety car subsides. Malky there pretty close on the back of these two, currently battling it out 2nd, 3rd and 4th. It could be a 3-way battle for this position pretty soon. A. Thompson bringing himself onto the back of Malky, really close here between these two at the moment. Aldrich Afvist running in 7th place with Enmorph. There's Anton there running in 9th place with King of 69 very close on the back of him at the moment, but Enmorph, Anton and King of 69 currently battling it out over 8th places. Anton's looking left and right, looking to the outside here of Enmorph if he can. He's going to be 3 wide possibly here as we see King 69 getting involved, and oh, there's a big crash there between those 3. Oh my goodness, as we've seen Anton is out of the race. King of 69 and Enmorph still going at it here into the stadium. In the end, it looks as though King 69 has managed to squeeze ahead of Enmorph there, but Anton managing to put it into the wall as they came into the right-hander, heavy on the brakes, all 3 of them, and it looked like they just got into a bit of a tangle. King of 69 gets ahead of Enmorph there. San in the pits at the end of lap 9. Carnage here in these opening few laps for XL's full sim league here at Mexico City for round 1 of the season. So much going on right now. Bennett leads by over 2 seconds to Cameron Poulter at this point, but Malky and A. Thompson really close on the back of Cameron now. He's going to get DRS here coming down this section of the track. A. Thompson looks like he's going to be trying to pick up this move here up into third place if he can, but Malky holds on the inside brilliantly there. Mark Bowe gets holds on ahead of Aldrich Affis there as they come into the chicane, but this is such close racing between all these drivers, currently batting out over 6th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th places. So much going on. Oh, Malky's lost it. Malky spins it into the barriers there. He looked like he got a little bit heavy on the throttle pedal there. He's going to lose out to King 69 and Enmorph as well, as those two come up into 6th and 7th places. Malky down to 8th place in this race as A. Thompson's running just ahead of Mark Bowe, goes a little bit wide. Mark Bowe's going to try and get him here on the exit of the corner up towards this tricky right-hander which leads towards the stadium section. Mark Bowe clean around the outside of A. Thompson. A. Thompson's still there on the inside. You've got Aldrich Affis trying to get involved in this one, as you've got A. Thompson just trying to hug the inside line and just about squeezes around the outside of Mark Bowe there. Brilliant racing from these two guys, and now Aldrich is very much in this picture here out of the last corner out onto the start-finish straight. Cameron Poulter has set the fastest lap of the race. It looks as though Bennett LCFC, the was race leader, is in the pits here at the end of lap 10, so he's putting a set of the medium tyres on, another set of medium tyres on for Bennett, so he needs to come in again before the end of this race. He cannot go to the end on that set of medium tyres. We've got Cameron still leading by 2.3 ahead of Mark Bowe at the moment. King 69's got ahead of Enmorph up into 5th place. Aldrich Affis still really close on the back of Mark Bowe right now, as A. Thompson's looking to try and get himself involved in this action if he can. You've got not really too many other battles going on at the moment. Sands just behind Bennett after Bennett came in and made his pit stop a few moments ago. Cameron's gap to Mark Bowe's come down a little bit over the course of the first sector there. You see it just dipping out of about 2 seconds, 2.1. It was 2.3. It's going up and down like a yo-yo at the moment, as Aldrich Affis still putting the pressure on Mark Bowe right now, with A. Thompson in the background waiting in the wings, hoping to capitalise if he can. But lap 11 of 36, we've had enough drama for a lifetime here in this first round of the season for the Full Sim League here at Excel on a Monday night, and at the moment Cameron has that lead by 2.5 seconds, but Mark Bowe is currently trying to hold off Aldrich Affis and A. Thompson at the moment in towards the stadium section. They come. Enmorph very close on the back of King 69, looking to try and get the cut back on him if he can. Gives him a bit of a tap in the rear there as they came through that section of the track. We've got him just looking all over the back of King 69 as we see Mark Bowe set the fast lap of the race there. On that previous lap was quicker than the race leader Cameron Poulter. He still can't shake off the challenge of Aldrich Affis and A. Thompson though at this point. Enmorph very close on the back of King 69 right now as they're coming into turn one. Mark Bowe holding off ahead of Aldrich Affis and A. Thompson. Enmorph has got DRS here coming down the start finish. Is he going to be able to get anything done here with King 69? King 69 defends to the inside as they come up towards turn one now. Onto the brakes they come, and is Enmorph going to be able to go clean around the outside here? I think he might have this done, you know. No, bit of contact there between those two, and King 69 just about squeezes through and holds on to that position. Horatio's got ahead of San up into 7th place. Bennett is on the back of Horatio at the moment, half a second between those two. Bennett LCFC has already been into the pits, so he doesn't need to come in and make another pit stop. He's already gone and done that and got that done and out of the way. So Bennett is currently in a position where he just can really push this and get through this traffic. Otherwise he's going to get held up and he might end up losing his chances of taking the race win. Obviously was the race leader before he came into the pits, so he's in the box seat, but honestly, if he stays in this traffic and doesn't make hay while the sun shines, then it may cost him once we get to the end of this race. Still on the back of Horatio, still can't find a way through at this point, as we can see Cameron Poulter leading this race, and currently Cameron setting some very quick lap times out the front. He's got clean air, he's got an opportunity to put the laps in, and Bennett will surely be aware of this and will be pushing absolutely to the limit at this point, hoping that he can try and come out ahead of Cameron once we get to the end of this one. Mark Bowe running it in 2nd place, 2.8 between these two as they come in towards turn one. Aldrich still very close on the back of Mark Bowe, still hasn't been able to find a way through. These two have gapped A. Thompson a little bit there, running in 4th place. He's now 1.6 further back, as we've got Enmorph very close on the back of King 69 right now, up towards turn one. In the background there you can also see Horatio going side by side here with Bennett. Bennett looks like he's going to try and make his way through here, as we can now see San looking to the inside. San is going to make it 3 wide into turn one, goes too late on the brakes there, overshoots the corner massively, but manages to get the position there, but he's gone very deep into the next part of the corner. Bennett LCFC is going to get him on the exit, and Bennett there very patient, managed to pick his braking point perfectly, but San's got DRS on the run up towards the chicane. Has San managed to get this move there on Bennett? I think that's still side by side. Bennett's going to try and hold this around the outside. Bennett on the medium, San on the soft. Bennett needs to make hay here because he is on the different strategy. He's already been into the pits. He was leading the race before this, and A. Thompson's out of the race. A. Thompson's crashed out. He's DNF'd here. Oh, what a shame for A. Thompson. He was in contention for a podium in this race. That's gone out of the door. Cameron Poulter there has crashed. What has happened to Cameron? He's got no front wing. Well, he has got a front wing, but it's damaged. And that is another car. Is that A. Thompson's car? It must be A. Thompson's car that we see there in the background. That was what happened. A. Thompson tangled with Cameron Poulter, who was leading the race for a short while here. So Mark Bowe now leads this race. This is going to play into Bennett LCFC's hands as he's been into the pits. Mark Bowe has the lead, and we're under another safety car here. XL F1 here for the Full Sim Realistic League here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel, and this has been non-stop drama here. Lap 14, Mark Bowe leads ahead of Aldrich Advist with Enmorph in third, Sand fourth. Bennett LCFC having been into the pits nice and early, running in fifth place right now, and will be able to get the jump here on Enmorph, and possibly the other guys in front of him, as who knows what the strategy is going to be at this point. But this is wide open here, this race. Mark Bowe leading ahead of Aldrich Advist at the moment. Enmorph will obviously close up to these guys once the safety car comes, once the safety car gets in front of them. So it's going to be a little bit of a rough deal for Mark Bowe and Aldrich, to say the least. Obviously, with the safety car coming out, it's going to reduce their deficit, or should I say gap, to the guys behind them. Enmorph hadn't pitted at this point, so I wonder if he'll come in and put well, he can't put another set of hards on because he needs to use two different tyre compounds, so I don't know how he's going to play that one. He's got Sand just behind him, who's just put a set of softs on. Can probably put a set of mediums on in a few laps and go to the end, especially with the tyre conservation that he's going to be able to have due to this safety car. Bennett LCFC on the mediums. Wonder if he's going to risk it and put a set of hards on, try and go to the end. I know that's a very Bennett-like strategy to put the hards on from here and risk it, try and get the car all the way to the flag. Horatio there in sixth is on a set of hards that he started on, so he cannot put another set of hards on and go to the end. He needs to either put the softs or the mediums on. King of 69's put a set of medium tyres on, fresh mediums, as we see there. Enmorph and Mark Bowe have both put the hard tyres on. I knew that would be a strategy that would be pretty prevalent at this point in the race, just down to the fact that they will get to the end from here quite easily. 22 laps isn't too much of a stint for the hards, so they'll be able to make that work, and potentially that could be a race winning strategy here. Those on the soft and mediums are going to have to start rethinking what their choices are going to be here in this race. But safety car here for the Full Sim XL F1 League here on a Monday night. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. Join the XL F1 League. Join the Discord server in the description down below. We'll be back after this very, very short safety car period, we hope. Here we are then, guys. We're moments away from the start of the second restart here for XL F1 League's Full Sim League here on a Monday night. Here we are then, guys. We've got Enmorph leading us now as we're about to go racing once again. Didn't opt to change his hard tyres, which he's been on since the start of the race. Bit of a ballsy choice, that one, as we're on the way once again. And San has got a lot of pressure here from Mark Bowe, as he looked like he was sleeping a little bit at the start there. Bennett LCFC looking to the outside, but Mark Bowe's got moved on into turn one. In the background there, you got Horatio running just ahead of Aldrich Affist, as we can see there. Cameron Poulter having a little look to the inside of Malky, and he's got that one done around the outside of turn two. Beautifully done there from Cameron Poulter. Horatio's got ahead of Aldrich Affist up into 5th place. Enmorph leads by 1.4 ahead of Mark Bowe at the moment. San there running in 3rd place with Bennett LCFC all over the back of him into the chicane. Horatio a second back with Aldrich Affist, and King of 69 pretty close behind him, as Cameron Poulter making that move stick well and truly on Malky, and Blue Nag running at the back of this pack at the moment. Enmorph leads by 1.2. He's already pulled out a bit of a gap, but having said that, Mark Bowe, since getting ahead of San into turn one, has closed that gap by quite a bit. San there is running just ahead of Bennett LCFC, and Bennett looking all around him, trying to find a way through if he can. 0.2 of a second between these two at the moment. Horatio there has got Avist very close on his rear view mirrors at this point, but at the moment it looks like he's a little bit too far back to make any moves stick. Cameron Poulter all over King of 69, looking to try and make quick progress here through this field, as Cameron, we know, has got some very strong pace here at Mexico City. We saw in the early stages he was leading the race in the early stages and had that collision with A. Thompson, which dropped him down the order and dropped A. Thompson out of the race, unfortunately for A. Thompson. And look at this, Mark Bowe's already closed the gap to down to 0.4 of a second between himself and Enmorph, and he's looking to get in that slipstream coming down the start finish straight. In the background you've also got Bennett looking to try and make the move on San here, but leaders first here as we've got Mark Bowe around the outside of turn one here. Is he going to make this stick? He looks like he is. He's going to try and maximise the track limits there, and he cuts the inside of turn two a little bit. Mark Bowe takes the lead whilst abusing track limits quite some margin there. Mark Bowe into the lead ahead of Enmorph. We've got Bennett LCFC there in the background in 3rd place, has made the move on San, and we've got Affist still on the back of King 69 here, looking to try and fend off these guys behind him, as Aldrich Affist has got Cameron Poulter looking all over him here, as they're absolutely nose to wing at this point, as you've got Horatio in the background there in 8th place. Malky and Blue Nag completing the classification here in this race. But it's all going off here on this restart right now. Mark Bowe has already pulled out 1.4 of a second over Enmorph at the front. You've got Bennett LCFC running in 3rd place. San there in 4th. Has got King 69 looking to his inside, trying to distract him a little bit in the mirrors. Cameron Poulter's going to make this move here on Affist. Up the inside he goes. As you see there, Affist trying to restrict his space on the inside. Cameron, though, is going to hold it around the outside in towards the stadium section. Can Cameron complete the move? No, he can't. Affist does a really good job there of restricting any movement that Cameron was able to pull off there, and he holds on to that 6th position for the time being. Enmorph has dropped off of Mark Bowe and has now got Bennett LCFC for company as they're coming over the line to complete the 18th lap, half distance here for the opening round of this realistic full sim season here at XLF1 on a Monday night. Bennett now looking to the outside of Enmorph into turn one. Can he get it done? No, Enmorph holds the inside line and fends him off for the time being. Cameron Poulter's got himself up ahead of Fist up into 6th, but still side by side here coming through this next section of the track. Oh, what is so close here, as now Cameron Poulter manages to get, no he doesn't, he goes a little bit wide there, and that's allowed Affist up the inside up into 6th place. Great racing here from these guys as Affist is back up into P6. Oh no, hopefully not disconnecting there. I just saw migrating host. I had little flashbacks there, but it looks like we're alright. Bennett's still on the back of Enmorph right now, 0.4 of a second between these guys. King of 69 there running in 4th place with San in 5th. There's Affist, Cameron Poulter on the back of him. Malky dropped off of these guys a little bit as we see Blue Nag's got ahead of Horatio up into 9th place. So Horatio dropping backwards here on some very worn out hard tyres. He's going to want to get to those to a point where he can put the mediums on and go to the end and maybe bank on another safety car coming out before the end of this race. And based on what the first half of this race has been like, I wouldn't put it past happening in the final closing stages of this race. Mark Bowe leads and he's already pulled out 2 seconds to Enmorph since getting ahead of him a couple of laps ago. Cameron Poulter's got ahead of San up into 6th place. Malky's still on the back of these guys. Now the McLaren's running together here in 7th and 8th places, and we can just see there that is San coming into the pits, and he's following Cameron in. So Cameron and San both coming into the pits at the end of lap 19. Maybe they're going to put some mediums on, try and go to the end from here. Let's see, as we see Cameron's changing his front wing, as is San, and they're off and running again. So San's got the hards on, Cameron has put the mediums on, and he's going to try and go 17 laps on a set of medium tyres, which is going to be no mean feat if he's able to do that. as we see Bennett LCFC now into second place. Enmorph dropping backwards here as he runs straight over the that section of the, no, it wasn't him, it was King of 69 that ran over that part of the track, but Enmorph holds on for third for the time being, ahead of King of 69, but he's lost out to Bennett LCFC here. These guys got about 3 seconds back to this man. Aldrich Affist running in 5th place. You've got Malky a further 2 seconds behind him in 6th place. He's got a bit of a gap back to Blue Nag at the moment, and then Horatio running a second off of Blue Nag since being passed by him, and a lap or so ago Cameron and San have come out together as now San's looking to the inside into the chicane. Can he complete this move here on Cameron? Cameron's going to try and get the cut back if he can, but San managing to get that move done on the white wall hard tyres. Is Cameron going to get this cut back into the hairpin? No, can't get it done. It's as you earn, and San completes that move up into 9th place. Mark Bowe has got a gap of just over a second into Bennett, but Bennett's closed that gap since getting ahead of Enmorph up into 2nd place, and is now chasing down the leader here. Bennett LCFC, the star of the show in the OG F1 League here at Excel on a Wednesday and Sunday night, is absolutely on it here tonight, looking to try and chase down the race leader if he can. Enmorph and King 69 side by side. King 69 is going to try and go around the outside. Oh, he definitely cut him up a little bit there, the King 69, but he gets away with it and is up into 3rd place ahead of Enmorph. So nicely done there from those two. Well done to Enmorph for not engaging in too many argy-bargies there. But we are seeing absolutely brilliant racing here tonight in the XLF1 League here on a Monday night for the Realistic League, and we've got Blue Nag up the inside of Malky up into 6th place by the looks of it. Very nicely done there, Malky, with no reply on the exit of the corner, and that's Blue Nag up into 6th place. No real battles going on other than this at the moment. Looks like these two are the only ones out on track within a second of each other, but it's currently Bennett LCFC trying to chase down the race leader, who is Mark Bowe. Mark Bowe's had the lead since more or less a lap into the restart. Enmorph, who took the restart in the lead, has dropped backwards since and is now finds himself behind Mark Bowe, Bennett and King 69 down in 4th place here in this race. That was a hiccup. But Blue Nag, since getting ahead of Malky earlier this lap, has already pulled out a 1.3 second gap. Horatio's now starting to reel in Malky a little bit. The gap now almost under a second as we just see Malky gaining a little bit coming through the stadium section. King of 69 is the fastest man out on track at the moment. Look at this, he is really reeling in Bennett, and King of 69 showing that in this realistic league, when the cars are set to the actual pace of the real cars in F1 2021, it shows that the Mercedes really has got some strong pace and is reeling in that car of Bennett LCFC. Bennett obviously driving in the Alfa Romeo, so it's not going to be the fastest car in a realistic league where the cars are set to their real life standard. So this is currently looking like a very exciting race indeed between these two, battling over 2nd place. Mark Bowe starting to ride off into the sunset a little bit in the lead, as we got Horatio running in 8th place at the moment, currently 0.6 of a second off at the back of Malky. But we're going to stick with this battle here as Bennett is trying to keep King of 69 at bay for the time being. See Mark Bowe coming through your shot in the foreground there. Currently got the lead, having chased down Enmorph and pulled out that gap. He's pulled out a gap to these guys as well, but now they're starting to reel him in a little bit. Maybe Mark Bowe starting to feel the effects of those hard tyres, which are a little bit slower than Bennett and King of 69 on the mediums. But having said that, Bennett's tyres should be wearing out pretty soon, as he's done 11 laps on his medium tyres so far. They will start to feel the pace a little bit at this point. Question is, can he keep them within that window? He hasn't done a stint on any tyre other than the medium in this race so far. He needs to put the softs on before the end of this race, which means he needs to go to a sufficient distance. He needs to get close enough to the end of the race in order to be able to put the softs on and make them last to the flag. So he needs to keep these mediums on for, I would say, at least 5 more laps if he is going to be able to put the softs on for the final stint. It's not going to be easy for him, but at the moment Bennett keeping King of 69 behind him, 4/10 between these two. Enmorph has dropped behind Aldrich Affist. Aldrich Affist is up into 4th place for the Haas, has made its way ahead of his Haas teammate there. Aldrich Affist starting to get into a bit of a rhythm here. Malky's got Horatio pretty close behind him. Look at this, half a second between these two as they're coming into the chicane, but at the moment Horatio can't get a move done on him. Mark Bowe's still got a 1.7 second gap over Bennett. That gap's staying around the same, but King of 69 still keeping that pressure on Bennett LCFC as he runs ever so wide coming through that section of the track just there, but keeping it on the grey stuff at this point. Horatio still very close to the back of Malky at the moment, around half a second between these two at this point in the race. Lap 23 of 36 here for the opening round of the Realistic Full Sim F1 League here at Excel Racing League. If you're watching for the first time, guys, be sure to join the link in the description down below. That will take you to the Excel F1 League Discord server. Join Motive Racing as well. That's the broadcaster of these leagues, and we run a few leagues on ACC and F1 as well, so make sure you come along and check that out for sure. As we see Bennett is having hard work here, trying to keep King of 69 behind him. Look at this, I think they might have been pretty close there. King of 69's made a moment there coming to the first couple of corners. Has he got a bit of damage there? Did they come together? Hopefully not, but King of 69's just dropped off a little bit of Bennett there. 2.5 seconds now between those two. Cameron Poulter has found his way ahead of Horatio. Horatio's had a mega moment. No, he hasn't though, sorry, he's been in the pits, that's why he hasn't had a mega moment at all. He's now down in P9 having made that pit stop. San is going to get ahead of him here, I think. It's going to be close actually. I don't know, maybe Horatio's going to hold on into turn 1 and keep on to that P9 for the time being. Yes, he does. But San looking like he's pretty close on the back of Horatio at this point. Lap 24 of 36 here for the Excel Full Sim F1 League here on a Monday night. Drop a like on the video, guys, if you enjoy the action. As we say, it's been absolutely non-stop, hasn't it? It's been really exciting to watch. If you want to join the Excel F1 Leagues, if you want to be a part of the action out on the track, then make sure you go to the link in the description down below. See Bennett LCFC coming into the pits at the end of lap 25, so 11 laps left to go. Is he going to put the softs on and try and go 11 laps on the soft tyres? It would be no mean feat if he can, but I believe he hasn't done any laps on any tyre other than the mediums. And there we go, Bennett has put the softs on for the final stint. Mark Bow and Aldrich Alvist are good to go to the end, so Bennett really needs to get his skates on here in the final stint. He'll need to be around 2 seconds a lap quicker than Mark Bow if he wants to win this race. So he's got a job on, that is for sure. But Mark Bow now your race leader by 7.8 seconds ahead of Aldrich Alvist. So Mark Bow looking good for a race win here. Seems to be really taking liberties with the track limits, but he gets away with it every time. Cameron Poulter there with a 3-second time penalty for track limits, which on the evidence of Mark Bow, it seems pretty difficult to pick up a track limits penalty here, so I don't know. He must have been really trying quite hard to get that one. But Cameron Poulter with a 3-second penalty is on the back of Malky right now. 4 tenths between those two. Bennett, having come into the pits, is now on the back of Bluenag and we're looking to try and clear him as soon as he can. DRS down the start finish straight should be a routine move. Fresh softs versus worn out hards, and Bennett LCFC moves up into 4th place. Horatio there's done the fastest lap of the race down in P9 on fresh softs himself. Cameron Poulter's just got ahead of Malky there around the outside of turn 1. Beautifully done there from Cameron, up into 6th place, as we've still got Bennett now trying to chase down the leaders Bennett LCFC around 18-19 seconds off of the lead at this point. It's going to be great to watch Bennett on a charge here in these final 9 laps of the race. Can he do it? Can he reel in Enmorph, Ultra Cathist and the race leader Mark Bowe and take the win here? You'll need to have pace of almost 2 seconds a lap faster than Mark Bowe if he is to win this race. He's going to go for it, I know that for sure. He's going to push all the way to the flag. He's never going to give up until the checkered flag is waving. And Bennett LCFC, could it be a famous win here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel here in the XLF1 League for the first round of the Full Sim Realistic League? We've seen him be the star in the OG League on a Wednesday and Sunday night here at XL, and it could be another very strong point for Bennett LCFC in a league where he's driving a car which isn't the quickest, and we just see there Enmorph into the pit on 26 lap old hard 26 lap old hard tyres. So unsurprisingly, they're coming in at the end of that laps. Cameron Poulter has just set the fastest lap of the race on actually not really fresh medium tyres, to be fair, as Ultra Cathist has left. He must have disconnected because he's still going. He must have disconnected from the race there, but in the meantime Bennett's now within 10 seconds of him, and Bennett is only about 17 seconds off of the lead here. So Bennett LCFC really bringing himself into the contention for a race win here tonight. It's looking like it's not impossible for Bennett to be stood on the top step of the podium, but he's got a long way to go. He's got to make sure that he keeps those soft tyres reasonably tidy. I mean, he doesn't want to be taking too much life out of them in the early stages of his stint, because obviously 10 laps on the softs would be quite a stretch. He needs to be looking after these and not pushing it too hard at this stage in the stint, but he's currently taking quite a sizable chunk out of Mark Bowe's lead every lap. But we've already calculated he needs to be taking 2 seconds a lap every lap if he is to take the win of this race, as we have now got 8 laps left to go here at Mexico City. We see a driver just in the pits there. Is that Ultra Cathist? It is Ultra Cathist. He's coming in to get those hard tyres changed. Don't know why really, because only third. Oh, of course, because he disconnected. Of course, his AI is coming in. Of course. In the meantime, Blue Nag and Cameron Poulter now in 3rd and 4th places. These two Alpine teammates, as we see Cameron Poulter has got DRS coming down the start and finish straight. Is he going to make this move around the outside here? Looks like that's pretty routine stuff there. Cameron Poulter up into the final podium spot. Nicely done there. As we see Enmorph and Sand side by side down the start finish straight. Looks like the McLaren has got itself ahead there, but Enmorph is now back in that slipstream again, looking back to the inside. They're still going to be side by side up towards turn 1. What is going to happen as they hit the brakes? Sand looks like he's in the end just had to back out of that a little bit, and Enmorph into 8th place there on fresh soft tyres. Blue Nag has dropped off of Cameron a little bit already, but actually no, hold on, he's gained a little bit coming to that part of the track. I don't know if Cameron made a mistake out of that previous corner, but Blue Nag seemed to gain on him a little bit. But no, I think Cameron's got the measure of Blue Nag there, having made the move on his teammate at the beginning of this lap, obviously on much fresher tyres and on the mediums, which have superior grip compared to the hards. Cameron should be able to get those medium tyres to the end. He'll have to do 16 laps altogether if he does get them to the checkered flag. It's doable. They will be probably screaming out a little bit by the end of the race, but it's certainly doable. And Mark Bowe's in the pits. Oh my goodness me, Mark Bowe's come into the pits, so that's handed Bennett LCFC the lead. Wow. Well, I thought that Bennett would have to really put the laps in to take the win here, but he's had the race handed to him on a plate. Mark Bowe in. He didn't need to come in. He had the hard tyres on. He could have gone easily to the end of the race. But Mark Bowe comes out of the pits just behind King of 69, goes a little bit deep into turn 1, as he looked like he got a little bit wrong there on the entry to the corner. But that has now given Bennett LCFC the lead, and with 6 laps left to go here in Mexico City, it looks as though it's going to be another win for Bennett LCFC here in the XLF1 League, here in the Full Sim Realistic League on a Monday night. Different league from the Wednesday and Sunday league that you see, the AOG League that we commentate, or that we stream here live on the Motive channel. But Mark Bowe now down in P5, and will be hard pushed to get a podium here, as he's got Blue Nag and King 69 right in front of him. But then again, King 69 is on the mediums and Blue Nag on worn out hards. And oh no, King 69's lost it. He's DNF from the race. Oh my goodness me. And another safety car comes out here in the closing stage of this race, and this has now blown the race wide open. Cameron Poulter, a man who we know has got the pace to take the fight to Bennett LCFC, is now going to close right up onto him, and Bennett's going to be putting some fresh softs on by the looks of it. Is Cameron going to do the same? Surely Cameron's got to roll the dice and put some fresh soft tyres on for the end. Yes, he is doing the same. Blue Nag has obviously got to do it because he's on 20 lap old hard tyres. He'd be mad not to, and yes he does. Mark Bow though happened to put fresh softs on at the beginning of this lap, and that, I'm telling you that now, that is extremely sus. The fact, I'm sorry mate, but like I'm calling that one out. I'm sorry, I've got to call that one out. I've got to call that as I see it. That's a little bit sus there. That I don't know, actually, maybe not. They're not teammates. I don't know. Kia 69. I don't know. Mark Bow puts fresh softs on when there's no need, when he can go to the end on the hards, and then all of a sudden King of 69 crashes out and brings out the safety car. To me it looks a little bit suspicious, but I don't know. I'm just a commentator. I'm not a steward. I'm not the race director. It's not up to me, but I don't know. But Bennett LCFC leads the race, having come into the pits there. That safety car, he comes out ahead of Mark Bow. Mark Bow very close to him though, as Cameron Poulter, oh no, Cameron came in to serve a penalty. He wasn't coming in to change tyres. He's still on the mediums that he was on before this safety car period. I wonder if he'll come in at the end of this lap and put some softs on. Maybe, probably not, because they'll drop into P9 and he'd be well out of the picture. So I think the Bennett LCFC and Mark Bow are going to fight out the finish to this race, as Mark Bow now pretty close onto the back of Bennett LCFC. It's going to be a great battle between these two. The Aston probably has a little bit more in terms of overall pace than the Alfa Romeo, but then again, Bennett LCFC, one of the fastest drivers here on PlayStation that I've seen, and he's a multiple winner in the OG League on a Wednesday and Sunday night. Also does a great job in the Friday League at Motive, so he's going to be on it, but I don't know, this is going to be a very close one here, I reckon, as we can see there. Cameron Poulter coming in at the end of lap 31, 5 laps left to go. We're going to have either 3 or 4 laps to the end from here of racing, so stay tuned guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments time. From shining, it's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, won't you let the light shine through. Here we are then guys, we're about to go racing once again for the final 4 laps of XL F1 League's Realistic League here at the Full Sim League on a Monday night, and it's Bennett LCFC, as familiar face as we can get, out the front leading this one. Mark Bow though is going to be hunting him as we're about to get underway. Bennett LCFC will dictate the pace. It looks like he's already put his foot down with green once again. Bennett LCFC leads over the line to start lap 33 of 36. Mark Bow in the background there. In second we've got Aldrich Affis there, Morph there. Has got Malky all over the back of him, looking towards the inside as they come up towards the first corner. Is Malky going to try and make this 2 moves in one corner here? This is looking also to the inside now of Aldrich, but Aldrich is just in front here as now Malky trying to get this done here. Morph trying to go around the outside here Aldrich there getting absolutely swamped as Horatio now getting himself involved in this one. Horatio trying to go around the outside of Malky. Enmorph getting himself into third place as we see there 4 cars basically just all packed into a short space. Cameron Poulter's got ahead of Blue Knight coming to 8th place. San there just in front of these two as it looks as though there's a bit of a domino effect there as now the Alpine looking to the inside of the McLaren. San there holds on ahead of Blue Knight as we can see Aldrich getting a little bit swamped there and he's absolutely dropped down the field like a stone. Aldrich Advist on worn out soft tyres. It's not surprised really when you can see he's done 13 laps on those. He's down to 9th place, Cameron up into 8th. Bennett leads ahead of Mark Bowe, 4 tenths between these two. These two we said we're going to fight out the finish of this race and it's looking like that's going to be the case at this point. Mark Bowe's not going to give this one up all the way until the checkered flag, but Bennett LCFC, we know, wily old customer, never easy to overtake, is a proven winner here at XL and is not going to let Mark Bowe get past him without a fight. Morph there running 3 seconds behind these guys. The top 2 have already broken away from the rest of them there. Horatio running in 4th place, it's about a second further back off of Morph. You've got Malky there running in 5th, 1.4 off of him. You've got San there running in 6th place at the moment. Cameron Poulter is within a tenth of a second of San, looking to try and get this move done down the start finish straight, but no DRS here. Lap into the to this period of the race after the safety car, and it looks as though Cameron's got no answer to him. San a lot quicker down the straights, he's clearly got a lower downforce setup. Cameron though will make that time up in the corners and will get better traction out of the slower corners as well, as we see Blue Knight in the background there onto the grass, and oh, he spun it, and oh my goodness, Aldrich Affis just about managed to squeeze through there. That was close there between those two, as San is running still ahead of Cameron at the moment. But that was very close there between Aldrich Advist and Blue Nag. Mark Bowe and Bennett, as Mark Bowe's got ahead of Bennett up into the race. Look at this, Mark Bowe now leads the race with 2.5 laps to go here at Mexico. Unbelievable developments here. Mark Bowe ahead of Bennett LCSC, but Bennett's still on the back of him and still not lying down in this race. This is going to go down to the wire between these two. Bennett LCFC, never a man to give up in any race, but certainly not when it's fighting for the lead. As looks like Malky's got ahead of San up into 5th place. Cameron Poulter just behind these guys, still running within 2 tenths of a second of San at this point. Mark Bowe though has the lead by 6 tenths of a second out onto the start finish straight to start the penultimate lap of the race. DRS is enabled, but it won't be enabled until the second DRS zone. It's not enabled at the first zone. Currently Bennett with no answer to Mark Bowe down this start finish straight. They look pretty evenly matched in terms of straight line pace. Mark Bowe with a slightly lower downforce setup, as Bennett wasn't making any gains despite being in the slipstream. But 3-second time penalty for Mark Bowe. That will currently, as it stands, give Bennett LCFC the win once we get to the checker flag. He'll want to get it done on the track, I'm sure of that. He'll want to at least make the move and get ahead of him and finish the race in first on the track. But Bennett will know now that he just needs to stick behind Mark Bowe and stay close to him, and he will take the win in terms of the classification. So Mark Bowe there violating the track limits a little bit too excessively in this race. Cameron Poulter's gone ahead of Malky up into 6th place. Look at that, he's made the move there. Coming through the first sector, these guys on the back of San, not too far from him at all. Currently these three battling it out over 5th place. Horatio very close to the back of Morph. Look at this, 2 tenths between these two. Horatio has had a nothing race here, to be honest. It's been a very hit and miss for him, but he now finds himself miraculously in with a chance of finishing on the podium, which you would never have guessed that in a million years in a halfway point of this race. But Horatio's done really well to bring himself back into contention in this final part of the race, and who knows what is going to happen here. Can he bring himself into that fight? Mark Bowe, fastest lap of the race, is putting out the gap to Bennett. He's now got a 1.3 second gap at the front. Mark Bowe looking like the man to beat. He's got the fastest car out on track and is currently a lap away from taking the win here for round 1 of the Realistic League here on a Monday night in the Realistic Full Sim League. And in the AlphaTauri, Mark Bowe looks like he may be about to take the win here. Bennett LCFC running 2 seconds off at the back of him, looking like he hasn't really got an answer to him at this point. Mark Bowe with the faster car, the AlphaTauri, a little bit quicker than the Alfa Romeo, and it's currently doing them an absolute treat here tonight. Morph there running 6 seconds behind. He's got Horatio still hassling the back of him in towards the chicane, and Morph is going to make that. Oh, Horatio absolutely diving up the inside there. Morph tried to cover that off, but Horatio getting himself up into the podium spots. Great move there from Horatio. Now has that 3rd spot, and now he's going to taste that champagne at the end of this race. Cameron Poulter still on the back of San. These two have been battling it out since the restart. Mark Bowe is coming in towards the final sector of the lap here on the final lap at Mexico, and it's going to be the first win of the season. It's going to be the first win for a while for Mark Bowe here on the Motors channel here at XL. His first win, and obviously this is the first round ever in the Realistic League on a Monday night. Mark Bow out of the final corner. It's going to be the checker flag and a victory for Mark Bow at Mexico City. What a great drive there from him, but it's going to be Bennett taking the win on the penalties. Mark Bow did exceed the 3-second time penalty. He must have picked up another time penalty at the end there, because he dropped behind Bennett. So Bennett LCFC taking the win in the first round of the Full Sim Realistic League here on a Monday night at XLF1. Mark Bow second, Horatio third, having mugged them off right at the end there. The race is over. Everybody's crossed the line due to the late safety car period, meaning that they were so bunched up by the end of the race. But Bennett LCFC snatching the win from the grasp of Mark Bow. So unlucky for Mark Bow there. He will be frustrated with that for sure. But it is Bennett who takes yet another win here at XL, and a really good drive there from the man in the Alfa Romeo. Mark Bow takes a second place here tonight, and he'll be kicking himself, I'm sure of that, but he'll go again for the rest of this season. Looks to be a contender in this Realistic League, as he's a very quick driver anyway, but with that slight pace advantage in terms of the car that he's got over Bennett, that could be what he's been waiting for here. Thank you everybody for joining us live on the Motive Racing channel here. If you want to get involved in the XLF1 League, guys, then be sure to go to the link in the description and join the Discord server. Also join Motive Racing as well. Bennett, Mark Bow and Horatio, your podium finishers. Enmore 4th with Cameron Poulter 5th, then Sant in 6th, Malky 7th, Blue Nag in 8th, Aldrich Affist in 9th, King of 69 completing the points paying positions in P10. And obviously King of 69 retired from the race with a few laps left, but A. Thompson, Antonis, Leozo and Soph all retiring from the race before the end. Well done to Bennett and Mark Bow for putting on a great show. Mark Bow fastest lap of the race, had the pace to win tonight, got very unfortunate. That's really gutting there for him. Horatio doing a great job there, coming back through after what looked to be a pretty disastrous start for him. Thanks everybody for joining us. Drop the like on the video, join the channels and subscribe as well. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great evening and good night.